I'm going to read you a story that will be in my next book that I think kind of, at least for me, demonstrates or illustrates or tells you what it feels like, what depression feels like for me. And this story is called Soulmate. Top of the morning sunshine, wakey wakey, eggs and bakey, and all that novel shit. No, don't get up. It's still early. Your alarm won't begin its despised and unwanted serenade for another 84 minutes. You can still stretch out and rest for a bit, even though I doubt you'll fall back to sleep. How was your sleep, by the way? You seemed a bit restless, especially as the sun started peeking above the horizon. The curtains are pulled tight, though, so it wasn't the onset of light that disturbed you. Maybe your internal clock was working a bit overtime? I watched you sleep and noticed your eyes darting about beneath their lids and your brow creasing. Just a little, though, no real moaning or twitching like I've seen from you during dreams past. Maybe this was just a little slice of incoherent lunacy, not a full-blown painting of your reality, greasily sliding into your subconscious. It's a little cold in here, don't you think? Pull the covers up tight around you and feel their warmth and security. Remember how the blankets used to provide you some comfort? When you were a child and would hear a noise in the dead of night, you would pull those covers up tight and would again be right with the world. No monsters could get you if you were under that unbreakable shield known as your blankets, could they? Monsters from under your bed, from outside your window, from inside your closet, all were powerless against those blankets, still holding the odor of the fabric softener your mother used on them. So long ago, but the memory so fresh in the cobwebs of your head. Against real monsters, they don't fare so well, do they? You're sweating, so it's time to kick those covers back off. It's too cold without them, but too hot with them. The monsters are in there with you, writhing and active, and it makes it so hot and humid under there. The cold air feels good for the moment, but soon you'll need to cover up again. Back and forth, back and forth. No more rest tonight, and you're so tired. Ah, the subtleties of the human face and expression. Even in this dim light, I can see the realization setting in. When you woke up, you could feel my presence, but for a moment you didn't know what it was. Maybe the remnants of a dream or an imprint of a passing thought within your subconscious that hadn't faded just yet. No, my friend, that is the dread of existence weighing down on you, and I love watching your clouded and still slumbering memory as the tumblers click home and you realize and understand why you feel this way. It's the little things that are the most enjoyable sometimes. Okay, up and at 'em. You know all too well that the world is going to keep right on spinning and your responsibilities won't just take a day off for you. On the outside, you look just fine, and that's all that the world cares about. You may look a little tired, but half the population looks that way these days. No signs of any kind of strife, though. You've learned quite well over the years how to put on a happy face and to keep the world in the dark about how you are feeling and how you're really doing. So get up, get a shower, start pounding coffee, do what you need to do to get the motions going. Going through the motions is pretty much what you've descended into, isn't it? Hot water feels good, doesn't it? Nothing actually washes the grief away, but a hot shower comes closer than anything. Put some hot water on it, your father used to say when you hurt something while you were growing up. Back then it seemed to work completely, but now it's more or less just a bandage. Beating against your lower back, where you seem to hold most of your stress, is so relaxing, but it's a quick slice of relief. I wonder how long you could stand in there before even that hot cascading water stopped helping altogether. How horrible would that be, to be under a stream of water that is so hot that most people wouldn't be able to stand it, but still feeling the chill of my presence in there with you. Maybe that's a revelation for another day, but not on this one. While getting dressed, you notice that your pants feel a bit looser than before. Your lack of appetite is beginning to produce results, albeit unhealthy ones. You'll skip breakfast again today. Not all that unusual, as you were never much of a breakfast guy to begin with. Coffee will suffice, and hopefully it will pull some of that fog from around your eyes and mind so that you can get through the motions and display that happy face a little more effectively. It's lonely feeling this way, and I understand it. Your coworkers suspect that something is going on, but they tend just to look away. A good man you are, you don't hold any grievance toward them for their indifference. You know that they might be facing their own version of me, although you hope beyond hope that they aren't. You wouldn't wish this on anyone, and that only compounds your loneliness. Misery may love company, but not in this case. You hope that no one feels as distraught as you do. You sit down on the empty bed to put your shoes on, and it hits you like a hammer to your heart and to your soul. You look around you and realize again how big and empty and hollow this room feels. You look at the bed, which you've neglected to make, and it looks like a sprawling sea with nothing floating on top of it for as far as the eye can see. You break out in goose flesh, and the tears come again. Crying again, and crying alone, but not truly alone. And that in and of itself may be the most horrible thing of all. As the wave passes, and you realize you have to wash your face again a little bit after that. Back into the bathroom, and the mirror is still slightly foggy from the hot shower earlier. After wiping it clean, you look in and see the stranger looking back at you. Those eyes, puffy and swollen, look so distant. You hate those eyes and the person who stares out from behind them. The person who has chased everything away, and now in the realization of that expulsion, cannot dare to let anything else in. Solitude and loneliness, while excruciating, are the safer things to do at this point. Again, misery may love company, but it also knows what is ultimately best. Okay, you seem to have it as together as you're going to have it, so it's time to get out the door. The crying has proven to be of some help, so enjoy that before the pressure begins to mount again. The door closes behind you, leaving the empty house that will, along with me, embrace you again tonight.